On target number 1, representing Great Britain, Jessica Stratton and Jamie Harris. On target number 2, representing France, Julie Chopin and Thierry Jusson. The line judge for this match is Siniverati.
Well, the athletes are now announced out to the crowd here. It will be Great Britain versus France. Great Britain line up with the 21-year-old world number 1 Jessica Stratton and 23-year-old Jamie Harris. France have Julie Chopin, 38 years old, is the world number 6, and she's teamed up with Thierry Jusson. Well, first arrow released in this bronze medal match. Nikki, just talk us through the format for this competition.
Yeah, so mixed doubles, we've got 4 ends, 4 arrows, so 2 from each competitor, and it's raw score.
The athletes just getting used to the conditions. It's always different, isn't it, at the beginning of a medal match on this range?
Yeah, I mean, the qualifying would have taken place, you know, on a field just adjacent to this, so sometimes it's in a different direction, and they've got to work out the conditions on this particular field.
So working on a cumulative score here. And our first 10 of the match there. So my maths isn't great, Nikki, but I have that as 35-34, Great Britain leading by a single point in the accumulator.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight match, isn't it? We can see all the archers there, you know, getting a little bit buffeted with the wind, weren't they? Some great angles. You can see a little bit of movement of the bows. So they're just trying to hold as still as they can to take, you know, get the best shot off.
Well, we just wait for confirmation of the scores. Now, like you say, Nikki, the scoring system is identical, isn't it, to the non-disabled version of the sport. They will go through a number of ends, as it's called in compound archery.
That's right, yeah, 4 ends, raw score. I mean, the only real difference here, we can see the waiting line, so you see the archers on the shooting line there, and just behind that is a waiting line. Now, able-bodied would be coming off the line, but instead these guys are going to stay on the shooting line, and they make a verbal and a visual cue that they've completed their shot, and then their teammate can shoot, or the clock switches over to the other team.
And each individual archer has their own release mechanism. I know that's the same across the whole of archery, but these are fairly unique.
Yeah, I mean, you make this fit the archer. This is what I love about archery. We can get anyone shooting a bow and arrow. So Jamie's probably, visually the most different here. So Jamie's got a good shoulder joint, so he can pull the bow back with that shoulder joint. but he's got obviously an abnormality in the distal end of his arm. So I believe he's using the end part of his arm. I think he's got a small elbow joint, so he pulls the bow back and then uses that part of his elbow joint then to set the release aid off.
Well, the range is clear, and we're ready for end number 2. France leading by a single point, 35 plays 34. Thierry shooting first for France. Took a little time to call that one, right on the line. Called, marked down for the 8. That could get looked at afterwards.
So just another look at Jamie's device here. So he's using his elbow, the back there, strap around there, his good shoulder joint, and then yeah, it's really the wrist, isn't it? Which is, you can see a thin strap onto that device, which is going to make the release aid go off with. There we go.
So provisional 38 there. Scores getting better from the first end for Great Britain. Lovely last shot there, and needed as well from France.
Total score 72 for Great Britain, 71 for France.
And it has switched around. I wonder if they're going to have a look at that 8 though for France, Nikki.
Yeah, it looked tight, didn't it? So we're going to have to wait for the judge. I'm sure they have a good look with their magnifying glass either side to make that call.
And if it's touching the line, it will get marked up to the higher score. So already we have a great contest on our hands. The first one here in Dubai. Well, the score's just being confirmed now. We wait for that as France high-fiving with the coach, playing with high spirits here.
Between Great Britain and France.
So they have indeed marked that 8 up to a 9. And it is 72 apiece here between Great Britain and France at the halfway stage of this bronze medal match. So Great Britain will shoot again to start end number 3, all square, as France go up against Great Britain in a bid for the first medal of the 2022 World Archery Para Championships here in Dubai.
Just shooting some really fast shots here, not long into anchor and setting them off straight away. I think that's probably a good tactic in windy conditions.
Thierry just dropping low there into the target. Another quick shot from the 2016 Rio Paralympic individual gold medalist. So an opportunity here. So now pressure on Rigaud Chupin. Plops it into the 9 for a 105. So it's a 2-point lead for Great Britain. Provisionally, of course, we wait for the target judge to confirm the scores. Nikki, I think an interesting part of the para archery disciplines here is the communication between the teams. It's really important the athletes talk about the conditions, but how difficult is that with one standing athlete and one athlete in a wheelchair?
Yeah, you know, they're fairly close to each other, so they can talk with each other and communicate that. I guess it's easy if you've got a right and left-handed archer facing each other. If we had that on a team, then obviously that would be the way to do it, so you could communicate more effectively. But you can see the coaches as well come in between ends when they're going down there and scoring, and that's important to, again, give feedback to the archers. They've got a scope back in the box, so they're coming in to give a bit of guidance. You know, it does look like there's some wind in there you can get caught in, definitely. So it's important to be really aware of those conditions and, like you say, communicate as much as possible.
Well, Great Britain with a mini advantage here going into the final end of this compound mixed doubles bronze medal match, the first of our action live here in Dubai. France trailing will shoot first in end number 4. And they need to put down a big score to put Great Britain under pressure. Just what the doctor ordered. It's normally 1 back for France. So just 2 arrows left here. France will want to keep the pressure on. 2/10 to start this end. And that's another one. just dropping down there. So finishing on a 1-4-3, so very gettable for Great Britain, but they need to stay focused. Jess Stretton with her last arrow. That'll take the pressure off Jamie Harris here. A 9 to seal the medal. In fact, the 8 was enough for a 1-4-4. A very tight contest to start things off here in Dubai. Great Britain taking the bronze medal 1-4-4, 1-4-3 over France. Well, Nikki, it goes by in the blink of an eye. It's so fast, isn't it? There was a little bit of pressure put on from France in the last end there, but Great Britain kind of did it in that third end.
Yeah, a really close match, and wow, what great shooting from France in the last end. You know, 3 10s, just that last 8, which just opened the door a little bit. But little reset there from Jamie on that last arrow. I don't know if he thought, you know, something had distracted him, or whether he thought he was just checking the timing clock was, you know, going and it was all okay. But you know, he managed to pull off a really good arrow, given that he sort of did a half draw and came back nice and strong and enough to take the win.
So Great Britain with bronze here in the compound mixed doubles. Jessica Stretton and Jamie Harris will be on the podium a little bit later on. Much more to come though here in Dubai.